Okay, so how did this week go after our session last week?
I mean, I guess I was thinking about what we talked about more, but I didn't really, I still went out, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, went to brunch, got mimosas on Sunday, I don't know.
Okay, so you ended up going out the entire weekend then, and again on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what was it like Monday when you had classes?
I, well, I didn't get, because I kept on pushing off all of my work for Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was useless on Sunday, because I ended up, got bottomless mimosas, can't miss that deal. So, I don't know, I guess I was just really stressed, because I, once again, left all my work for just the weeknights, so didn't feel great.
So you had like a whole week's worth of assignments then that piled up that you had to do. How many days did you have to do them then? Just that one day on Monday you had to get them all done?
No, I could work on them throughout the week, but then that means that I don't have any time on the weeknights to do anything besides just work.
Okay. So it sounds like you were a little bit stressed out then and
Mm-hmm.
a little bit overwhelmed maybe with all the workloads you had to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think, what are your reasons for going out that often?
Well, because my week is so stressful, because I'm doing stuff all day and all night for school, and then once it's Thursday, then I can just forget about everything and just have fun and unwind and relax.
Okay, so you kind of use it as a way to get away from the stresses of school and your
Mm-hmm.
program and things like that, and just to kind of unwind and have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So are there, do you go out with people in your program?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I go out with people in my program. I also have some friends from college that are here. Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through, a weekend of going out. What is your decision making? What days off do you go out normally?
So I have class Thursday through the afternoon. So after that's done, I go home right away and I just drop everything, forget about school, literally just out of my brain. And then that night we go out to a bar or something. It's usually kind of more chill, but sometimes not. Actually, usually not. Usually I just end up going out most of the night. And then the next day I wake up late, eat some food, and just watch TV all day. So it's Friday, or go out to a park or something. And then that night I go out with my friends again. And then the next morning it's just the same thing, the same cycle. So then Saturday, usually we go downtown or something.
Okay.
And then Sunday is it has to be brunch day. We always get brunch every Sunday. And then I usually end up, drinking at brunch too. And then sometimes I plan on doing work later, like I said, but I usually don't have the motivation to. And then go to sleep and I wake up and it's Monday again and I have to start the whole school week again.
Okay. So typically as soon as you're done for the week, you pretty much just let loose and go out and party and drink, and then you spend the weekend pretty much switching back and forth between relaxing and eating and drinking just to kind of recuperate from your weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then come Monday you have all your schoolwork to do because you didn't do anything for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a reoccurring cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'm kind of curious, do you want to change this cycle?
I want to, I guess. I don't know if it's like I said, I thought about it this past weekend and it came across my mind, but I just enjoy going out and hanging out so much, and I guess I would want to because of how stressed I am during the week, but
Mm-hmm.
also I kind of know that it's going to happen, so I'm whatever, I just have to get through these few days and then I can let loose.
Okay, so let's go back. You said that this past weekend you had a thought that you wanted to stop going out as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess why, what happened that made that thought come across your mind?
I felt a little, sorry. I felt a little bit I was wasting my time. Like, that thought came across my mind. I was like, oh, I could be doing some work to take some pressure off of me during the weekend, or I could watch this movie.
Okay.
So, like, I knew it made sense, but I didn't have, like, I just was like, meh, whatever.
Okay, so it sounds like there is a little bit of, like, motivation there to cut back on the going out, and maybe, I mean, if you think about it, you could even try to, like, manage your time just a little bit over the weekend. So instead of using the entire weekend as, like, a way to relax, maybe we could take, like, little chunks of time. Like you said, instead of watching that movie, you could, like, spend some time doing a little bit of work, or you could watch the movie and then do work, something like that. So I guess what are your reasons for wanting to do a little bit less going out and a little bit more homework on the weekends?
I think just the stress component. It's just a lot to deal with when I have to go to classes all day and then do work all day. And by the end of those days where I'm just doing that nonstop, I'm burnt out. And then that's why I go all the time. So maybe, I mean, like, the thought crossed my mind, like, maybe if I didn't, like, go out all weekend and I saved some homework for the weekend and had more of a balance, like, I wouldn't be as stressed. Yeah, so I guess just taking a little bit of that anxiety away would be a reason.
Okay. And where would you be if you continued to put the work off and just kind of relax all weekend?
I mean, I'm barely hanging on right now.
Okay.
Like, I'm not doing great work, and I know that. It's just, like, all, like, half-assed, just, like, doing the bare minimum to get by, and that's me just hanging on, you know? Okay. So I think that, like, my main reason for wanting to talk about this and possibly change it is that I probably will start to, you know, do really bad.
Okay, so is it
fail? Maybe, I don't know, if I don't change it.
Is it fair to say then that your schoolwork is kind of suffering a little bit because of your study habits?
Yeah,
and your weekend
definitely.
habits. Okay, so what are some repercussions of going out all weekend?
I mean, just physically. Like,
let's talk pros and cons with it. So what are some? We'll do the pros first. What are the pros of going out all weekend?
Stress relief and having fun and just doing things that make me happy, I guess, the whole time.
Okay. So it sounds like you just really want to have, like, that social environment and to just kind of hang out and forget about all the stressors that you normally have during the week.
Yeah. Okay.
So on the other side, what are the cons of going out all weekend?
Like, from just a physical standpoint first, like, I feel like crap on Mondays. I just, like, feel like I might be mentally a little bit recharged, a little bit. It doesn't even recharge me that much mentally, to be honest, because I'm already anxious on Monday anyway. So I'm physically and mentally already, I feel, like, anxious and drained again. Like, there's nothing that doesn't actually help. It just, like, helps while I'm doing it, but it doesn't feel good after. So that's definitely a big con. And then, I mean, the fact that it is causing my schoolwork to suffer. I mean, it does, like, I'm paying a lot to be in this program. Like, it does mean a lot to me, and I know I should be putting more effort into it and giving it and letting it be a bigger priority. But
okay, so it sounds like when you do go out all weekend, you feel really good. Like, maybe for the first, like, Thursday and Friday, you feel good and it's a positive experience. You're recharging. But then come Saturday and Sunday, you're just kind of burnt out, maybe from, like, the drinking and partying and staying out too late and things like that. And then you're kind of, like, a little, like, your work is really suffering on Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, like, I did kill myself over the weekend. I guess I never thought about it like that. Like, I don't know. I usually think, like, oh, yeah, I'm having fun. Like, I'm just letting off steam. But it actually makes me feel worse when Monday comes.
So it sounds like your coping mechanism for being burnt out from schoolwork is actually causing you to be more burnt out and have less energy.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you to rate your going out and your schoolwork on a scale from 1 to 10. So 10 will be like most important. So how would you rate like your schoolwork then?
I mean, I know it should be like a 10. In my mind, I want to give it a 10, but how I'm treating it, I would say like a 6 or a 7.
Okay. So you want to get it to the top priority, but right now it's a little bit lower. So why do you think it's not at maybe like a 4 or a 5? Like, what makes it a 6 or 7?
Because I'm still doing my work. Like, I'm still getting everything done. It might not be done well, but I mean, I'm still doing it. And in the back of my mind, like, I still know that it's why I'm here. It's what I actually want to do. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you're definitely still committed to it. It's not like you've failed or you've given up on it or anything like that. You're just kind of struggling maybe with like managing your time.
Yeah, like finding the balance, I guess.
So then going to like the partying and stuff, how would you rate that of importance?
I mean, I feel like it's almost opposite from what I said about my school. So right now it is like a 9 or a 10. Like it's what it helps me get through the week because I'm like, I know that I can do this. And it takes up a lot of my time. But it should be like way lower, like, I don't know, like a 4 or 5. Because I feel like it should still be kind of important because it does help me cope for a little bit. I mean, maybe I do it a little excessively, but it will help me at least stay social and have fun. So.
Okay. I think it's great that you're aware of where the number is currently and also where you would like it to be. I think that's a really big step in like the whole changing process. So what would you say like are your needs for like just living a more like stress-free, happier life while still being able to get everything done that you need to get done?
Just because I know what I'm doing right now isn't sustainable. Like, I know that I can't keep doing it. It's getting really overwhelming, and also since I want to do better in school.
Okay.
I want to get better grades. I don't want to just, and I feel like I'm not getting as much out of the experience as I could be since I'm going out all the time. Like, I think that if I did some work on the weekends and I forced myself to do that, then I would get a lot more out of the weekdays. Because I think I miss a lot of opportunities that I could take because I'm like, no, I have to do the homework, or no, I have to do the reading, you know. So I guess in order to be successful, in order to get what I want out of life, I lose track of that too, because I'm just, like, I don't know.
Okay, so where you're at right now, it sounds like you definitely really want to do well in school, and it sounds like that even though you weren't actually rating it as your top priority because of how you've been treating it lately, it sounds like it might actually be your top priority.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have a real desire to do well and to really focus on your schoolwork and get the most out of the program that you can. But maybe right now you're just kind of struggling with managing your time a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like on the weekends and things like that.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not managing my time.
Okay. So, how would you feel about creating a little bit of a plan in order to be able to manage your time a little bit better on the weekends?
I think it might work.
Okay.
Maybe.
So, what are some days? So, if you could cut out any of the days of the partying, like, what is a reasonable thing for you to cut out, do you think?
I think maybe Friday.
Friday? Okay. So what would that look like for you? Would you want to cut out the entire day, or would you just want to devote part of the time to schoolwork?
I think maybe if I cut out going out at night, so that at least I would have one night of waking up where I feel okay.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I can't imagine that I would want to do work all day.
Right.
Like, I don't think that's realistic.
So sleep is probably a really important part of being able to be productive the next day then. Okay. That's good. So how much time can you set aside on Fridays to do work?
I mean, I can set aside a lot. I don't know if I would actually do it.
Well, let's do like a realistic.
Okay.
You remember we talked about SMART goals last time.
Yeah.
So let's try to set a SMART goal for just your Fridays. We can take it like a little step at a time. We don't have to focus on the whole weekend.
Okay. I think if I put aside maybe 2 hours,
Okay.
but I feel like I would have to take breaks during that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think I could just do 2 hours of work.
Yeah. So I want you to make sure that whatever plan you're setting for yourself is something that's going to be realistic and something that you're going to feel is achievable for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that would work. I mean, maybe if I just do an hour or like 30-minute segments, maybe, and I just do work for 30 minutes, and then I could take like a 15-minute break, and then do work for 30 minutes and take a 15-minute break or something.
Yeah. So you can reward yourself for doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you think like the rest of the weekend would go if you were able to set aside that time on Fridays?
I think I would feel less stressed when I came Monday. Like, at least knowing that I did something over the weekend that I could cross off a list.
Okay.
So I'm not wasting
Okay.
all
So
those days.
I heard you just mention crossing off a list. Would it actually be helpful for you to maybe like physically write a list of the things you want to do and like, let's say an allotted amount of time to do each one?
Yeah, I think it would help a lot, actually.
Okay.
So I could like see it and know that I was doing it, because it's easy because I do that all the time. I'm like, I know I need to do something, and then I just don't.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I think it's also I don't really have that much accountability.
Okay. So the list would maybe like having a list up in your room or in your planner or somewhere might hold you more accountable to actually getting the things done.
I think so.
So when would be the best time, do you think, for you to actually create this list? Do you think it would be good to do it like the beginning of the week, or would you want to do it like Thursdays before the weekend starts?
Probably Thursday.
Okay.
Right after my last class, I can just quickly write a list of, I guess, what I want to do on Friday.
Okay. So come Fridays, then you get a good night's rest Thursday, and you can like take some time Friday morning if you want to kind of relax, watch a little TV, do whatever you need to do to kind of recuperate from Thursday and from the week of stressful classes. And then let's set aside like an actual like time that you would start doing the work.
Maybe 12
So-
o'clock.
Noon?
Yeah.
You think that's reasonable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because that gives me the morning at least to do whatever I want.
Okay. So right now, what you're going to do Thursday is you're going to create a list right after your last class of what you're going to do on Friday around noon.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of set aside like chunks of time. Remember, it's important to definitely like reward yourself for taking bits of time, like for working for like a half an hour. Then
Right.
reward yourself, take a break for 15, 10 minutes, whatever you feel like you need, and then you can get back and start again. And set aside, what did we say, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, set aside so maybe from 12 to 2 on Fridays, and then we can see where that'll take you next week and how you'll feel at the end of the weekend.
Okay.
Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Okay.
As long as it's just one day.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.